Hey, welcome back. Today I wanted to make a video. I apologize, I can't go live. Apparently YouTube, you have to ask permission. You have to wait 24 hours and they say, yeah, you can go live. Didn't know that, so I went to go live and I can't. So anyways, we're gonna do the video this way. The big reason everyone's here is obviously we're going to be giving away this Helinox Chair One in Coyote Tan. It was donated to us from Helinox, so I want to thank them for participating. And in just a few minutes, we're going to tell you how you can win that. So stay tuned. The one thing I want to talk about is sleeping gear. Sleeping gear is really important in this hobby, in this lifestyle. There's a lot of things that many people don't realize about sleeping gear, and I didn't at first either. I thought, just get a sleeping bag and a tent and you're good to go. And in a lot of cases, yeah, that's true. You can start with a basic tent. You can start with a basic sleeping bag. You can start with a basic camping pillow if you want. You can start with an extravagant, fancy pillow. It doesn't really matter. Everybody starts somewhere. So a couple of years ago, we decided to start this, and I wanted to kind of run through how we started and kind of the evolution of the sleeping gear, because it's one of those important things that, for me anyways, that I think about when I'm going on a trip and I want to have a comfortable night's sleep. So things like your tent, your living quarters, your mattress, where you're going to shower, where you're going to poop, where you're going to do all that stuff. You never really think about when you get into this, I don't think. There's a ton of information out there, so what I want to do is just kind of go over what we use and how we kind of got to where we were. So I'm going to start with the most important thing, sleeping bags. Sleeping bags are, it's one of those things that I like to say, buy once, cry once, right? So spend the money. I started out with this Field & Stream sleeping bag. It's a mummy bag. It's from Dick's Sporting Goods. It's a 30-degree bag, and it's a good little bag. It's comfortable. It's nice. It's actually pretty warm for summer and fall and some of the spring. It's not crazy warm though. When you look at the bag itself, it's nice. It's got a decent liner, a decent amount of fluff to it, but it's not a good fill. So 30 degrees, I would say absolutely not without other supplemental blankets and things like that. Overall, not a bad beginner bag. I think it was like 35 or 40 bucks. Basic price point for an entry-level bag. Worked really well when we first started out, but I found out very quickly in February one year, it was not warm enough. Other options for cheaper sleeping bags. This is Cool Zone from Amazon. It's actually, I think it was like $15 sleeping bag, and the fill that they use in this is actually better than the Field & Stream one. It's also a mummy style bag, and it's surprisingly nice for a $15 sleeping bag. We have kids and they use these in the summer and spring and stuff, and it's not that bad. It puffs up nice. It's, I would say, good to about 40 degrees on the coldest of nights, same as the other one. But we found out pretty quickly, it doesn't cut it if you want to get out when it's colder. The places we go, they could be 20 degrees at night. They could be 80 degrees at night. So we went to Colorado recently and didn't realize it was going to be 23 degrees at night. So luckily we had beefier sleeping bags by then. My next bag, and the bag that I currently use, is this Teton Sports Altos. It's a 0-degree sleeping bag, and it's a mummy bag again. I like the mummy bags. This thing is pretty warm, but I'll go over what I don't like about it here in just a second. So the one thing, well, a couple things I don't like about it, the fill in this thing, there it is. So the fill in this is very thin. It's rated for 0 degrees. When it puffs up, I used this when it was 25, 24 degrees out, and it does pretty good, but you still get a chill because it's a synthetic down fill. price point in this bag is a little over $100. So it's a middle, mid price point bag for what it is. Not too bad though. It does pretty good down to about 25 degrees, I'd say. I wouldn't really use this in 0 degree. Plus the other thing I didn't like is the zipper continually gets caught if you try and zip it up when it's down. Overall, pretty comfortable. Everybody wants to know how to win this chair. So what I want to do is I'm going to go live and do this, but as I said, I couldn't. So I think the best way that I can think of to do this is talk about this chair for a quick second. Hey, there goes a bag. And so this is a Chair One by Helinox. It's very lightweight. It weighs like 2 pounds. It's nothing. The frame in the chair itself will hold a 300-pound adult. It's rated for 320 pounds. I weigh 200 pounds. It holds me no problem. It comes in a very small bag, so when you actually, I gotta do the bottom first. When you pop the cover off, everything kind of packs back up. So this will go in and roll up, and that's about the size of this thing packed down. It's very compact, and yeah, whatever. These are just on, much like tent poles, they just kind of spring out, right, and go together. So when this whole thing packs down, because I'm trying to show you, that's the chair. So it's pretty compact. It goes in the case just like that, and I like them. So this chair is valued at $110. Again, we're going to give it away. All I need you to do to win this, to enter this, is comment on this video that you would want this chair. And it's pretty simple. I don't have any other gimmicks or anything to do. Yeah, I thought I would just give it away. You guys helped us grow the channel to the point now where we're a little over 500 subscribers, which is way more than I thought we'd have. So thank you for that. Like and subscribe to this and help us grow more. So back to sleeping bags. This is a Cosmic Down 0 degree bag. It's made by Kelty, and this is my wife's bag. I've used this on solo trips before. It's fantastic. This thing, it's a bit bulkier. That's my one complaint about it. It is bulkier. But this is a true duck down bag, and this thing, I will tell you, is warm as hell. I had this out in 17 degrees, and I was sweating in this thing. They did a great job with this bag. It's so comfortable, it's so warm, super puffy. As you can see, it's already starting to fluff up. Then when that duck down gets, warmed up, it's second to none. Price point, this is about a $250 sleeping bag. So it is at the higher end of the spectrum, but as I said, you buy once, you cry once. This thing is worth every penny, in my opinion. I'm not sponsored by Kelty. I just really like their products, and I'm going to be picking one up for myself here shortly, so that I don't have to use the Altos anymore. Sorry, Teton, but this Kelty bag is just amazing. And then the last one I have, I'm not taking this out because it's an absolute behemoth, as you can see. But, oh, there we go. This is the Kelty Double Wide. It's a 20 degree bag, it's a duck down bag, and it's a double wide, so it's actually for a rooftop tent, it's perfect. It fits almost perfectly inside the tent that I have. I run a Rome Vagabond regular. And this thing is cool. It opens up. It's a typical sleeping bag for 2 people. It's great when you solo camp because you have that extra warmth. It has 2 blankets actually built into the bag for added warmth. So there's a lot of options. You can use those. You can take the whole top of it off and kind of use it as a top quilt. You can use it as a big double mummy bag. This combined with anything else is just, it's really, really nice. It's comfortable. The only downside, it's huge. It's absolutely massive. So would be the only reason I don't take it on every trip. All right, so I'd like to talk about blankets next. And blankets are pretty important too. In the summertime, I don't even take sleeping bags. I just take a blanket. That's all you really need in the summertime. In the wintertime though, blankets become kind of an essential top cover for you. So we have a couple different options. My favorite one still is the Eagle's Nest Outfitter blanket. It's a really nice blanket. It's lightweight. Has a really cool print on it, really cool design, and this one's called Tundra. So this blanket itself, it's a fleece lined blanket, which is nice. It's quilted, fleece lined, and it also has these, where do they go? These little clips on here, which you can actually clip together and turn it into kind of like a poncho. So if it's raining outside or you're by the campfire, you can kind of wear it like this, and it's the outside is weatherproof. You know, it's water resistant and everything. Water repels off of it, which makes it really nice, especially if you're just outside doing stuff. This is the primary blanket. It's my go-to when I'm camping, and I don't need a full sleeping bag, or if I just want a little cover extra. I haven't tried this one yet. This one I just got for Christmas this year. This is a Rumple. They call themselves the original down puffy blanket, and I haven't used it in the field yet. I'm going to do that next month. But this thing seems like it's going to be pretty cool. It's a down puffy blanket. Both sides are that nice, almost ripstoppy material, very puffy, and I did use it inside, just sitting on the couch, and it gets pretty warm. One side's a burgundy, the other side, this is I don't remember what the name of the color was, but this is the blanket. So pyro fade, I think they call it actually, and it's quite puffy, very warm inside. So I can't wait to try it outside. I don't know if this will actually overthrow the eagle's nest or not. I don't know. We'll see. And my first down puffy blanket I got about a little over a year ago. This thing I really like in a lot of cases. This is from Get Out Gear. It's their down puffy blanket. In case you haven't noticed by now, I theme everything to my truck, which is orange, so everything I try and get is some kind of orange. This, I don't know if you can see or not, but you can actually see the duck feathers in each individual square. So I like that about it, because I actually tore one of these squares and all the duck feathers came out. Even when I tried to stitch it back up quickly, I still lost them. But it doesn't affect the rest of the blanket, which is kind of a nice feature. So when this puffs up, this thing is insanely warm as well. It's very lightweight. I know a lot of the overland people use them, and the reason they like them is because they pack up so small. You literally can take this thing and just roll it up and start squishing it in the bag. It'll just form right to the bag. So all you gotta do is just keep cramming it in there. Takes a second, well, maybe like 10 seconds, but you just keep stuffing it right in. And then you fold the top over, and then you give it a clip, and there you go. Oops, there you go. So it's then packed back up to use and pack away. So a lot of the stuff that I have packs away nice and tight. I keep all of this gear except this in one Rome 95 liter case. So I don't have fancy camping pillows. When we bought our bed, we picked up a Tempur-Pedic, and they gave us a couple accessories. So we're like, let's try these pillows. I use this little guy. This is a Tempur-Pedic, I don't know, peanut looking pillow. It's their same, Tempur-Pedic memory foam. It fits right behind in the small, of your neck there where your natural curve is. And the nice thing about this one, it fits inside of the mummy part of the sleeping bag. So it doesn't, it doesn't disallow you to close the bag up properly how you would want it anyway. So it's very comfortable. It's Tempur-Pedic material. I think retail on this thing was like 40 or 50 bucks. So they're really not that expensive if you had to go buy one. And then this one, this is a travel pillow that my wife uses, and it's a bit bigger. Still around the $50, $60 price point if you had to go buy one. It's a bit bigger than this one, size comparison. But it's got a little washable cover on it, which is nice, and it's that memory foam material as well, so it'll, be really comfortable. The only downside of these, and I'm thinking about getting maybe one of the climate pillows to help avoid this, is winter camping. These things turn into bricks. The Tempur-Pedic material freezes, and it's literally lying on a brick. So you have to throw it in the tent, get the heater going, warm it up, and then it'll conform. But they get cold and they get hard. So pillows, I don't have any other pillows to really review or go over. It's just these are the only two that we've been using for camping since we've been doing this for a couple of years, and I've been pretty happy. In a pinch, if I forget this one, I have used the Get Out Gear blanket as a similar pillow, just because it's nice and compact like this. It's about the same size, and I've used this to sleep on too, and it actually works in a pinch. The one thing that I want to leave everybody with is everybody starts somewhere, and when you get into this, you never realize how into this overlanding lifestyle you're going to get. And it evolves. It's always evolving. You always change what you want to do. You always say, oh man, so-and-so had this pillow and it was so cool, I have to go buy one. Or this guy had this blanket I really liked, or this chair. Everything is subject to how comfortable you want to be when you're out on the trails, when you're out traveling across the country, you're on multi-day or multi-week trips. It's all in what you really are comfortable with. So if your budget allows for a $250 sleeping bag, then great, go ahead and buy it. If you're gonna go out in the winter especially, I would highly recommend it. If you could find them on sale, fantastic. Definitely go for the duck down, not the synthetic. The synthetic works, and it's worked for me for a couple of years. With that synthetic, I'll usually pair it with one or more blankets to kind of make up for the fact that it's not as warm as the Kelty bag. There's a lot of options, and a lot of it can be overwhelming. Do your research, find something you like, and then stick with it. And as you move on and get bigger into this, buy more stuff, buy more cool stuff, buy some things that make your life easier when you're on the trail. You're in the middle of the woods, you're in the middle of the desert, you're in the middle of the mountains. You don't have a store that you can just run to get something in most cases. So try and bring as many things as you can fit that make that stay as enjoyable as possible. This has been a lot of fun, kind of showing everybody how we do things on the road and how we travel, and hopefully this video was useful to you. So leave some comments below, like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.